Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Arrow, so let's start talking about this episode. Here we get to see, really, it feels like the final battle with Damien Dark, because we get to see that our Arrow team needs to defeat Damien because William is kidnapped, which we saw in the last episode. And now even the mother is part of that and finds out about the whole Green Arrow thing. And it's Oliver not wanting to repeat his mistake. So he invites a friend, Vixen, if you guys haven't seen the CW Seed web series. Totally recommend that if you want to learn more about the character. But they actually keep everything in continuity, and she comes into the show and tries to help Team Arrow, and in the end actually destroys the thing that actually gives Damien his powers. So it seems like in the end of this episode, kind of everyone's happy. Damien doesn't have his power, and we'll see how that's dealt with in future episodes. And then William goes back to his mother, not knowing that Oliver is his father, and also the rest of Team Arrow actually does find out about William. Now, of course, in the end, there has to be some drama, because we have a hiatus. So, Felicity takes off the ring, says, I can't do this, which I think we all kind of predicted after her reaction from the crossover. And then somehow that gives her the urge to completely stand up and walk out the door instead of down the aisle. We'll talk about if I like that scene or not, but that's kind of what's going on in the episode. You know what? I kind of want to tackle the Felicity thing first with this. Now, the thing is with the Olicity thing, I guess, the Olicity couple. I like it when it's actually them, you know, being partners, them actually doing well with each other and making them, you know, better people. The time I don't like the couple is when you have this drama. Now, of course, every relationship should go over hurdles, but I hate how they dramatize all the hurdles they go through. And here, you know, Felicity, I guess understandably saying, I can't marry you, but felt a bit over dramatic. But the part I didn't like, and that's something I wasn't really sure about in the last episode, is that they were healing Felicity's paralysis so quickly. And then, you know, in the beginning of the episode, understandably not being able to walk and taking a while, and then when she gets angry, she like literally gets up from her from the wheelchair and walks out pretty easily. Like, it wasn't as much of a struggle. She doesn't fall over. None of that happens. And I was really disappointed with that, because I thought that was kind of unrealistic. That's the first time she's ever standing up, and it was so easy for her to walk out the door. And I understand the dramatization of that, but I just don't think it worked for the story, and I really didn't like the drama of that, and that was kind of the worry of the William story for me. And even though, honestly, I thought they did the William story really well in this episode, it goes back to the aftermath of what the show kind of is going to be because of this drama. Let's start talking about the William stuff. I really liked how they tackled it, and as you guys know, I was not really a fan of this whole story arc in general, but I like the idea that Oliver kind of had to sacrifice something in his life, and obviously he has in the past, but this is a huge thing he had to sacrifice, and that's kind of what Felicity was saying too, is like, you didn't make me part of the decision, you kind of made your own decision of what was going on with William, and but I like that sacrifice he had to make, and that's kind of the whole story. And I would say a big theme of this season in general is the father-daughter relationship, or not just father-daughter relationship, sorry, the father-child relationship. We see that with Diggle and his daughter. You're seeing that obviously with Thea and Malcolm. You've seen the repairingness of Quentin and Laurel's relationship, and now you're seeing the Oliver and his son relationship. And I love that his son actually grabs a Green Arrow action figure after that. And I was also pleasantly surprised with William's mother. I thought she was a really interesting character. I didn't mind that they told her that, you know, he was Green Arrow. Of course, I thought, hey, or, you know, why did you have to tell her? But I didn't mind it, and I actually thought it brought some really cool story. The way Laurel and her interacted, and seeing some amazing scenes from Laurel kind of reacting to being cheated on, even though, you know, all those years ago. I think it is that bottled up feelings for Oliver, maybe not romantic feelings, but just kind of those, hey, you hurt me, and you're reminding me of that. I liked how they tackled that scene, and I love how Laurel kind of just kind of badmouths Oliver in a way and says, yeah, it wasn't your fault. It was totally Oliver's fault. But she comforts Samantha during that time, and I enjoyed that scene a lot. So even though Laurel didn't have a lot of scenes in this episode, she had a lot of good scenes in the episode. So, yeah, I enjoyed what they did with Samantha. I thought she was an interesting character, and all the things she said was definitely understandable. And I thought she added a lot to the episode, obviously, to this big William dilemma. Also, of course, the big thing of this episode was Vixen, and she was amazing. I watched all the CW Seed stuff when it came out, and I was excited for her to join the show. I liked the character from the animated show, and she was badass here. I loved a lot of the lines she had were hilarious. The visual effects were beautiful for her power, and she was great. And I loved how she interacted with a lot of the other characters, not just Oliver, but there's also the scene where she has to like smell Barry's action figure. It's like, don't tell Barry I'm doing this. So I thought that was fun. I liked how it seemed like Laurel and Vixen knew each other. Maybe that's going to be something in season 2 that we'll see of the animated show. I don't remember them meeting in season 1, but I thought that was kind of cool that maybe they're referencing to the future of Vixen. So that was interesting. I liked how Thea introduced herself to her. So yeah, Vixen was awesome. I thought she was a great hero to bring, and hopefully we get to see her in the future. Maybe in Flash, that'd be great. And yeah, I was totally sold on her here. And yeah, there's definitely some interesting scenes between Thea and Malcolm. That was so enjoyable, and just seeing how dysfunctional their relationship is. But I feel like they really poured their hearts and souls in the end of this episode, where Malcolm's like, you would be a spoiled brat without me. And I think Thea obviously knows that. But I feel like they both kind of have valid points in the fight. It's, again, Malcolm saying that I love you, I'm trying to protect you in his own really messed up way, because obviously we know he loves power more than Thea, but at the same time you can tell that he does love his daughter in this really weird way that he's trying to protect her. But then Thea is like saying, I can't deal with this anymore. You're always tricking me. I don't know what the truth is, and how do I deal with that? You're my father, and this is pretty messed up. So I mean, that was obviously one of my favorite scenes. I love how messed up their relationship is, and seeing where Malcolm will go in the future. But that was definitely a conversation they needed, since, you know, Thea was in a coma most of that time from, I think it was 2 episodes ago, when Malcolm lost his hand. So hopefully we get to see more interesting scenes with them. Now, another big thing that happened in this episode was that Oliver quit his campaign. Now, this is something I am curious to see where they're going to go with. Are they going to maybe bring Oliver back to the campaign now that Damien doesn't have his powers? Because they also kind of ended Alex's story really weirdly. Just like, bye, you know, I worked hard, but, I mean, what am I supposed to do? And then Oliver's like, I wish I could tell him the truth, but you told everyone else the truth about Green Arrow. Why not tell Alex? But honestly, it's probably not Oliver's place to do that. Probably more Thea's place, because they are dating, still dating, I don't know. But I'm hoping Alex kind of questions in the future and we see more of him saying, yeah, I actually am curious of what's going on here. So hopefully he gets, gets more of a storyline, because I do like his character, and I feel like they're introducing him for some reason. It'd be kind of, stupid just to make him leave after this, but hopefully it's more of a Thea and Alex storyline. And I mean, me personally, I would really like to see Thea reveal about Team Arrow, because I think it would be kind of the reverse of what they've been trying to do this whole season, of like, oh, me being in the Thea being in the position of being part of Team Arrow, not being on the other side and not knowing the secret. So it'd be kind of cool if she's the one who tells the secret this time, because it's the reverse of like everything that's been happening to the show. It'd be kind of cool of her being the one to reveal the secret, and seeing how, a loved one, or I mean, I guess the person you're dating is, it reacts to that. So I hope we get to see that in the future with Alex and Thea, or just seeing more of Alex, because it'd be kind of stupid if they end the story like that. But we'll see what happens with the whole Mariel thing, mayor campaign. But overall, honestly, like the first 58 minutes were really good for this episode. Really enjoyed it. And again, you had Vixen, you had a great battle between Damien, and I guess we'll see who the big villain is this season. Is it still Damien? I don't know. I'm actually curious. I feel like it's probably going to be more Malcolm in the end, that we find out he was kind of more the true villain. We'll see what happens with Damien Dark. Of course, I don't think his story's done yet. We saw that with the promo. But yeah, I again enjoyed the episode up to that final scene, and I'm like, yeah, that was what I was afraid of, and you totally did that. And then again, just the unrealistic way to for her to get out of her wheelchair and start walking. It just makes that that storyline feel like it had less weight, and it was something I was really looking forward to for the character. And I thought it'd be a good storyline for her, but I just think they didn't. I don't think they did it correctly, unless they're going to do more with it. I don't know, but I was very disappointed of how they kind of dealt with that storyline. But yeah, pretty good episode overall, though. Definitely makes me excited for the next batch of episodes after the hiatus. We have about a month now to wait, which kind of sucks, but hopefully when it returns, we'll have even better episodes. So I thought this was a very good episode to leave us on a hiatus. But let me know in the comments below what you thought. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.